So, Tyler, creator, has finally released his new LP, Don't Tap the Glass. It's kind of crazy to think that Tyler already dropped a new record. I mean, we just are still sort of in this Chromacopia tour era that he's just kind of channeling right now. If I'm not mistaken, he's wrapping up the tour. Maybe he already wrapped the tour. I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure I saw a clip of him a couple of weeks ago praising clips while he was on tour. And sort of hinted at this new album that just came out. But yeah, it's just kind of sudden and weird that we're just getting a new album out of nowhere, new surprise album. And obviously, I'm not complaining about anything. I'm like, hell yeah, of course, I want a Tyler album. But yeah, I just think it's like so sudden, just the way things are moving for Tyler. Like, we're jumping from one era straight to the other one. And yeah, the Tyler is an artist that really doesn't need that much explanation. I've covered him a bunch of times in his channel, and I feel that everyone at this point knows him, which is kind of funny, mainly because I recall when Igor came out, it was that album that like music nerds loved at the time, and then throughout the years, it's exploded in popularity. A lot of songs went viral on TikTok, and I think every single person that even isn't that much of a Tyler fan knows about Igor or some of his songs at very least. Now we're here to this new era and phase of Tyler with this new LP called Don't Tap the Glass. It was apparently assembled, I think, during 4 months. Well, I think it was assembled during the time of this Chromacopia tour, so basically in a very short time span, which explains why it's only 28 minutes long and 10 tracks long. Sonically, this record is very interesting, mainly because it channels this like hip hop, like old school, like bling hip hop era, fused with some modern dance and disco type of influences thrown in there in the mix. I think the opening track, Big Poe, featuring Skatebird, does this say, yeah, Skatebird, I'm reading the track list right now, and Pharrell Williams, it's really like just in your face Tyler, the type that we kind of already know by now. It's in your face. The beat is very hectic. I think it samples Busta Rhymes, if I'm not mistaken. I think Busta is credited in the feature list, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's just channeling this huge bling era hip hop right in your face. You're going old school with this, and I think it's just a very cool track that just I don't know, just puts Tyler out there. Just shows his aggressive, playful side. And Tyler does expose this very chaotic persona of his and other songs in the record as well. The track Mama Nem, which is a very short yet in-your-face track that, well, doesn't develop into something that significant. It just kind of feeds you and gives you more of that like cherry bomb, very aggressive era of Tyler, which kind of is the impression that I'm getting for some of these songs as well. I really love the track Don't Tap the Glass / Tweaking. It shows again the very chaotic and just playful part of Tyler, in which he's all in your face. He really wants to show you that he can produce and at the same time rap his ass out. I think that's the song in which it has this very funny bisexual bar in which he says that he had sex with her and then his boyfriend and then like this and this and that. It's like a very funny and like just what am I listening to bar that I feel as someone like Tyler can only write, especially, you know, him, considering that he came from the Goblin and Bastard era when he had much edgier lines to write. But yes, lines like that, it just kind of makes you just laugh, honestly. And it's like, this is the same guy who made that POV verse in Eclipse album. The track Stop Playing With Me, in which I believe the music video features LeBron and Clips just like standing still, just like staring at the camera, all like trying to be like stoic or menacing. It reminds me a lot of Rat-Tat-Tat from Chromacopia. It has the same sort of groove, same sort of aggressiveness, and it's just another fun, tighter song that doesn't feel serious at all. And it feels longer than 2 minutes and 13 seconds. That's apparently the length according to Spotify, but I could have sworn it felt like a 3 or 4 minute song because it just feels like Tyler just spits bars over and over and over and over throughout this track, and I really just enjoyed how cathartic, it just like how, I'm going to say it for the 50th time, chaotic and embracive it is. But aside of the hip-hop stuff that this record obviously channels, it also has a very nice side of dance and like pop-ish elements. I think the track "Sugar on My Tongue" is one of the catchiest songs that Tyler has ever made. Same thing goes to "Ring Ring Ring," really giving you that sort of discotheque, old school disco feeling. I feel like those songs could have easily been an Igor, or at least parts of it could have been an Igor, because it feels just like it kind of has you grooving, and it has these like rich synthesizers that just layer the track, and this very like almost Neptune-esque drums playing in the background. I wish I could feel the same way for Sucker Free, but unfortunately I feel that it's a song that tries to attempt what Sugar on My Tongue did, but feels a bit more diet-esque. It doesn't feel like it fully develops into something more meaningful. And I get that Tyler's point throughout this record is to release music and to just dance and vibe with it. Don't overthink of it. Don't overcomplicate it, which is true. I mean, that's completely fine. There's music. There's a lot of music out there, which is just like just feeling, just vibes. You don't got to think that much about it. But I feel that song in particular had such a lackluster structure comparing it to the other more groovier tracks that just kind of feel a little bit disappointing. I feel that this is like the first album in which Tyler tries to kind of make the just feel the music and forget about the lyrics kind of the front and center of his points, of his like just main thing going on. Because even in his records where he didn't necessarily make the lyrics to be like the most important thing ever, take for example Call Me If You Get Lost, in which it has a very loose concept. It sort of has a concept, but at the same time not really. It's very loose, and he implied that it was almost like a mixtape for him. That album had more better written and better structured moments in which it kind of made sense and progressed throughout the time, despite it trying to be almost like a feel this thing type of album, compared to this album in which it feels even looser than Call Me If You Get Lost or any of his previous works for that matter. And it feels like he's just completely aiming for the sonic aspect of his music and just kind of ditching the lyrical stuff. And I feel that it sort of works in this record for the most part. Like, there are some bangers throughout here, but there's also some songs that didn't drive me that crazy. I think the last three songs in this record, Don't You Worry Baby, I'll Take Care of You, and Tell Me What It Is, it almost feels like a slow burner, and it just feels like Tyler just showing us what he can do in terms of his production. The track Tell Me What It Is feels very extra. It feels like just once again another slow type of outro that we usually get on a Tyler Creator album. And I feel like it just lingers on over and over and over and over to the point that I just kind of got bored with the song. I'll Take Care of You featuring Yebba is a kind of a nice remix thing. It kind of feels like you're like in a discotheque and Tyler is like being the DJ, and it's using Yebba's vocals to kind of incorporate this like breakcore-esque track or beat thrown in there. And I think it's nice, but at the same time I feel that it's just that. It's kind of like an instrumental that's just there, that feels weird when you're listening to it from the previous song. I don't know. Like, I think those tracks didn't move me that much. I would have loved more Tyler singing on the hooks. And I think that Madison McFerrin on Don't You Worry Baby, which I know I said I didn't like completely love. I think she has some incredible vocals in there, and I really hope that she collaborates again with Tyler, because I feel that Tyler just understands where she shines the most, because I think her vocals were absolutely soaring throughout the mix. But yeah, overall, I think that Don't Tap the Glass, it's more of a feel it than understand it or try to understand it type of album. Again, that's what Tyler is sort of marketing his album as. And the Don't Tap the Glass concept, I think it's him kind of saying, like, just let it play, let it go. At least that's what I've been hearing and reading from people who've listened to this album and try to interpret it in some sort of way. It's more of just don't touch it, don't mess with this album, like don't hit pause, just let it run through. Don't overthink this thing at all. Just let it just show you what it is. And that's cool. Honestly, it's very cool. And I think it's even better that Tyler just dropped this thing in a random Monday, almost like what he did with Chromacopia at 6 a.m. Because he wants people who just go to work or stuff like that, to just listen to this album when it comes out, which is always very nice. It's almost like a gift to like just make your Monday less terrible than what it is. So yeah, honestly, I thought it was a cool gift from Tyler. But yeah, this record overall, I think it's solid. I wasn't really mind blown throughout this album. I think it has its redeemable qualities. It's pretty fun moments in typical chaotic Tyler moments, but it's definitely more quote unquote lackluster if we compare it to something like Chromacopia or other albums that he's already had in his discography. Of course, it's really different since it's a much shorter record comparing all those other albums, and it's a much more loose album with not a complete focus in mind, and that's completely okay. I had a good time listening to this album. Maybe not a phenomenal time like some other albums that he's put out, but this is completely fine. Generally, I'm not disappointed in any capacity. I just simply like it. And I know some people might love it, and props to you guys, because I think there'll be some moments in here where you'll absolutely adore, especially if you like this side of Tyler. But yeah, what you guys think about this album? What you guys love it? What you guys hate it? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, turn notification bell on so you don't miss an upload from me. And yeah, peace out, everybody, and stream Don't Tap the Glass.